Tzu volunteers bring food and other supplies to support the armed forces helping out in the disaster area. Tzu's footprint of love has reached Uganda, the 11th country that Tzu helps in Africa.
歡迎收睇大 Headlines， 我係 Ruby， 我哋一齊嚟睇下今日嘅內容。In Kaohsiung Liugui District, landslides have caused severe damage to communities. The ROC armed forces marched into the disaster area, cleaning silt while clearing out the roads. The volunteers went with food and supplies to care for the soldiers working there.
After a short moment of sunshine, rain arrived once more. The Chan's family's courtyard has been heavily damaged by the landslides.
连续半个月的好雨，高雄六龟区这户人家可以说是最严重。你可以看到里里外外都是土石流淹没的痕迹。屋主说，80年来这是头一遭。我得倒茶缸了。
I have to organize everything. I don't know what to do. I have to feed multiple dogs too.
A home that is no longer there. Miss Chan feels sorrowful. Her son living across the street was also impacted by the landslides.
The landslide came in from behind, next to a side ditch. The landslide has jammed the ditch. The landslide then turned directions and flooded behind our house.
It's so serious. Typhoon Morakot didn't even cause this much damage. The 15 days of continuous rain has moisturized the dirt uphill. For the past 2 to 3 days, the heavy rainfall caused the landslide.
高雄连日豪雨，大批的土石冲进了新发社区，国军出动了机具，紧急抢通。
The ROC armed forces arrived to help with clearing out roads and removing silt in both Liugui, Xinfa, and Shanping community. Soldiers can be seen everywhere helping out locals.
When people need us, we will be at the front line. When we suffer, there will always be people supporting us. When we need help, Tzu Chi will always support us.
We have to be the shield for ROC armed forces. We are here to cheer for them.
There's water everywhere, and the rainfall might cause danger. Since the ROC armed forces are here to help out, Tzu Chi must support them.
The Army loves us, so we must be respectful. I hope everyone can be safe from this disaster.
Tzu volunteers brought bread, rice, noodles, sport drinks, and other supplies, hoping to support soldiers of ROC armed forces in their efforts to clear out the disaster area.
Roads in Kaohsiung's mountainous areas were cut off, and Tzu brought into action to give aid to the trapped Taoyuan district. Kaohsiung Mayor Tzu Chi took a helicopter with 600 kilograms of supplies in person to the disaster area to care for the residents.
Boxes of materials are packed and weighed. Each box cannot exceed 6 kilograms because it has to be airlifted to the disaster area.
During the survey of the disaster area, I happened to meet the mayor, who mentioned to me that they hope Tzu Chi can provide supplies. Because of the weight limitation, we will prepare 40 boxes first.
In these boxes, there were heartwarming Jingsa aphorisms which were delivered to the airport. At the same time, people in Taoyuan district gathered before the scheduled landing. Here they shout their needs to the camera as they look forward to the arrival of the helicopter. At Xiaogang Airport, the helicopter took off at 1 p.m., but the mountainous climate deteriorated and forced a return. At 3:15, Mayor Chen Chimai took off again with 2 helicopters, bringing a total of 600 kilograms of civilian supplies. The helicopter landed smoothly, and the strong wind could not stop the people from turning out. Seeing the mayor appear, a man picked up a child and reported to the mayor that he was safe.
Hurry up and clear the Mingbaklu Bridge. The work period can be shortened to 16 or 14 days. Every week, there will be 2 flights, Tuesday and Friday, to transport supplementary materials to ensure the safety of residents.
The mayor and a doctor personally went to Taoyuan district to soothe the people and provide medical treatment. As for the material aid, it was filled with blessings and was successfully delivered to the people.
Xinju Tzu volunteers and Hansan Junior High School cooperated to distribute boxes of fruits and vegetables and other supplies to disadvantaged students. The Hansan Township Farmers Association also helped with the contents of the fruits and vegetable boxes. Some parents reciprocated by donating bamboo corn banks, which they had been saving for a year.
The staff at the local Farmers Association packed the materials one by one. 250 fruit and vegetable boxes were later distributed to disadvantaged students in rural areas. Considering the fact that many rural residents grow vegetables at home, the contents of this batch of fruit and vegetable boxes were especially adjusted.
They are milk, oil, and soy sauce. These are all necessary items for a family. There's other canned food which can be kept a little longer.
At Hung San Middle School, 24 boxes of fruit and vegetables, along with Tzu Chi's box of supplies and 2 packs of white rice, were loaded onto the truck of the Farmers Association and sent to the students' homes. Seeing the volunteers, the student came out excitedly to greet them and help move the boxes. The Level 3 pandemic alert has shut down many industries, and parents who run small businesses are also affected, and many lost their source of income.
In Taiwan now, some vendors are unable to do business. As they're not registered, they can't get any subsidies.
Including low and middle income households, the families of some 64% of students at Hung San Junior High School are economically disadvantaged.
Shift work schedules implemented now have caused a lot of inconvenience. It's relatively difficult as your income is reduced and it becomes very difficult for everyone to get by.
Coming to classmate Liu's house after receiving the supplies, the father brought out the bamboo coin banks, which contain more than a year's worth of change. Even if the family is not well off, the whole family insisted on giving back to society, which is a precious proof of the good cycle of love.
The principal of Hansan Junior High School and Tzu Chi volunteers arrived at the home of the Yu family with the food and living boxes. The family has 3 children initially, though the eldest son has passed away recently due to a cardiopulmonary arrest. Besides bringing supplies to the family, volunteers also brought care to the siblings.
Bring a care package, a vegetable package, and 2 bags of rice. Volunteers along with HSJH principal arrived at the Yu family's house. With the house being right beside a railroad, the home that was originally a dormitory for Taiwan Railway employees is now the home for the Yu family. Being 97 years old, Senior Yu is still energetic as he speaks in a confident tone. He takes care of 3 children using his retirement pensions. With the mother leaving early and a busy father working outside, most of the time the 3 siblings had to take care of each other, but unfortunately, the oldest brother passed away.
At 4 in the morning, I was watching television with my brother, but when we were watching TV, he told me that he was feeling uncomfortable. He went upstairs and I brought this device with him.
Relying on oxygen cylinders since youth, the oldest brother of the 3 passed away before Father's Day due to cardiopulmonary arrest. The younger brother and sister had a hard time accepting the reality.
I miss my brother. I feel lonely and it's hard to recover.
I thought I was still dreaming. It's impossible. It took me a few days to catch up with reality.
里面的3餐怎么解决？自己买啊。自己买外食。对啊。好，我跟你讲，现在我们有带了一些，好，不，我们有带一些米，还有一些菜，啊，这些一定不要浪费掉。
Volunteers' careful reminders are for both the brother and sister, hoping that the both of them can eat healthily in order to get through the pain of losing their beloved brother.
Tzu Chi Foundation's Footprints of Love in Africa has reached Uganda, which is the 11th African country with Tzu Chi's help. The first seat there is the Malaysian entrepreneur Kaohsiung, who followed his elder brother to work in Africa. 2 years ago, he joined his elder brother to help impoverished families in Zambia. Later, he did the same in Uganda, hosting the first distribution to help nearly 100 local families.
Madam, I hope this one will give to you. Your life will be changed. Everything will be good, and healthy also. Thank you very much. Okay.
Tzu Chi Foundation's Footprints of Love in Africa has progressed, delivering corn flour with respect and best wishes. Entrepreneur Tzu Chi has led his employees to distribute food in Kaohsiung of central Uganda.
Hopefully, you can you get this the bean seeding after you planted, after you harvest, and you give this love to other people, your surrounding, your friends.
Uganda in Eastern Africa is an inland country. 80% of the people farm for a living. Their incomes are unstable and there's a gap between the cities and countryside. Volunteers have chosen to hold their first distribution in the countryside.
This small donation can bring love to you. You also plant it together with the neighbor, so we can meaning this seed will grow and grow the love also in our heart.
Although this is the first time Tzu Chi is delivering love in Uganda, the volunteers distribution ceremony has followed Tzu Chi's principle of gratitude, respect, and love. It is because Tzu Chi has followed his elder brother to help the poor in Zambia, so he has carried out the same ceremony in Uganda. His employees also recognize Tzu Chi's principles and ceremonies.
After donating something small to the community, it has changed my life, and I also thank the Tzu Chi group. They give out to the community so that those people can love each other.
Over the course of 2 days, volunteers distributed corn flour and soybean seeds, helping nearly 100 families. They hope to help the families in need get through the tough times.
The COVID outbreak in Malaysia continues to grow with more than 20,000 confirmed cases in a single day last Friday. With the increase in hospitalized patients, there has been a shortage of medical resources. So the volunteers continue to provide medical equipment and support to medical staff, standing with them to fight against the pandemic.
The hospital Tengku Apuan Afzan is the only hospital in Pahang, Malaysia that accepts COVID-19 patients. Recently, the hospitalization rate has skyrocketed.
At present, we have opened a lot of dedicated wards to treat COVID-19 patients. These wards need additional medical equipment.
In a race to save lives, Tzu Chi volunteers donated medical equipment to relieve the pressure facing frontline medical staff.
The hospital has requested items from Tzu Chi, which we hope to donate, such as medical equipment for the emergency ward, including hospital beds, ventilators, and ultrasound machines.
I think our hospital is very fortunate. The pandemic in Malaysia is very serious, but the power of mutual assistance among all people is great, and we can help each other. I believe the pandemic will be overcome soon.
Facing the same medical needs, at the Sultana Amina Hospital, volunteers collected everyone's love and compassion and donated 25 beds so that critically ill patients would not be turned away.
Because the number of patients with COVID has been increasing, the ward has been increased with one room divided into 2 rooms, so we really need beds. Thank you very much to all the donors. I thank you on behalf of the hospital. Receiving these beds help us a lot as it reduces our workload. May all donors be blessed.
Dan semoga semua penderma dirahmati.
This is not the first time Tzu Chi has donated. You have donated medical equipment to us many times. On behalf of the hospital, I would like to express my infinite gratitude to the donors. Thanks to all the caring people from Tzu Chi.
All sectors of society are coming to support frontline doctors and medical workers who are doing a tireless task in protecting the health of all of us.
In Malacca, Malaysia, artist Kaohsiung, who lives in poverty, is losing vision on his eyes. Upon learning about it, the volunteers immediately arranged for him an examination in a free clinic, calming his heart with firm support.
I'm a man who's badly off. Do you understand? Frustrated. It is poverty-stricken. I didn't even eat, and almost starved to death. I'm not kidding.
There are many paintings on the walls. Because of the pandemic, it's difficult to find people to buy them. Kaohsiung said that he had a talent but no opportunity, and plus, his physical illness made him lose hope.
Can you help me with this? Because I don't have money, I also need money to see a doctor. Frankly speaking, if I have an operation, I also need a sum of money. I don't know what to say. I hope you can help me. It's only been more than 2 months, but my eyesight grew dim.
Kaohsiung, who used to be a Tzu Chi care recipient, and Tzu Chi also subsidized him for his eye disease surgery.
Rubbing your eyes will accidentally hit the lens of the eyeball and fall off. The doctor will take out the lens, put the new one in. If you have an operation at the Malacca General Hospital, it will be cheaper. If you buy another lens, the doctor will also help to install it.
I'm afraid I can't see both eyes suddenly. It turned out to be the problem with the lens of my eyes, so I feel at ease. I really want to thank you.
The doctor's professional explanation made him relieved. He also remembered the kindness of the volunteers during the Chinese New Year reunion dinner. Now that he is in trouble again, everyone has not forgotten him and gave him the financial assistance to help him to get through the difficulties.
Mrs. Xie, who suffered from diabetes and high blood pressure, was bedridden for a long time due to a stroke. Tzu Chi's assistive device team has sent her an electric bed and other needed assistive devices. Although recently Mrs. Xie died of a serious illness, her son thanked Tzu Chi for their long-term care.
At a steep slope of nearly 45 degrees meets Tima, who are led by volunteers who lead them to Miss Xie, who lives on the hillside. She has been bedridden for a long time, was in poor health and needed medical care.
Mrs. Xie has diabetes, high blood pressure, and stay in bed after the stroke. Her child is very filial and took care of her. After she was bedridden, she got some pressure sores on the sole of her feet.
Physicians and nurses helped Ms. Xie clean up the wounds. Before leaving, they had a special consultation with volunteers. Hope to ask the assistive device team to help send the equipment they needed.
Tima made a request to us, the assistive device team in the Northern District, so we hurried to get a hospital bed. This makes it more convenient for him to take care of his mother, so we just quickly sent it there.
Just over 2 months after Ms. Xie was admitted to the hospital for treatment, Tzu Chi's assistive device platform helped to arrange the delivery of an electric bed and related assistive devices. They chose to deliver it to her home before she was discharged from the hospital.
Mother stays in bed for a long time, and she will develop bed sores. This electric bed is helpful for those of us who are poor.
Feeling helpless during the pandemic, regular visits by Tima and volunteers were interrupted. When the volunteers revisited at the end of July, Ms. Xie had passed away. But in order to show gratitude for Tzu Chi's assistance, the son specially handed over recyclables he collected to the volunteers who brought them back to the recycling station.
After he received us, he said here are some recycled items like bottles and cans. He also said sincerely that he would like to donate a little bit of strength and effort to help everyone.
The loving companionship of volunteers allows a seriously ill mother to suffer less before her death, also allows a filial son to fulfill his filial piety.
60-year-old teacher Beibei suffered a stroke 5 years ago. Because of an injury at home, she was admitted to Daning Geriatric Center for 9 months. Owing to the pandemic, her family could not went there to celebrate her 60th birthday. Yet, the geriatric center staff arranged a video call with her family, giving her an unforgettable birthday.
Through the video call, Daning Geriatric Center was celebrating teacher Beibei's 60th birthday with her family, who had a brain surgery and a stroke 5 years ago.
其实60岁对人生
In fact, 60 years old is a big day in life. On behalf of her family, we gave her an unforgettable 60th birthday in the geriatric center. By using a video call, we celebrated her birthday with her children, her husband, and even her brother together.
9 months ago, she came here after being discharged from the hospital. Back then, she was weak on the left side and could only rely on others' assistance. Now, she has great improvement.
In the beginning, she moved around in a wheelchair. After her muscles was trained to a certain level, she was a walking aid until now. With our company, she can complete its daily care by herself.
Thank you for coming. I deeply appreciated it. I'm moved to tears. I want to cry. Happy birthday, brother. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I have the happiest birthday.
Infusing holistic warm care into medical profession, the geriatric center strives its best to provide the elderly with an unforgettable memory.
Taichung Tzu Chi volunteers had a warm discussion with Master Zhen Yan and Jing Zi Abo recently. They brought handmade gifts to the master, including bookmarks and zhongzi made of rushes, blessing charms, and a large seed collage of Jing Zi Abo. Let's join them there.
上年感谢这什么字？有高兴的，这敢若外招啊！这是月头字，月头。这边好像有。
A large collage of Jing Zi Abo was done by Tzu Chi volunteers from Taichung, who spent 3 months to paste the seeds from 14 common vegetable and wood one by one.
我嘛爱上人。
During the pandemic, the missing feelings towards the master are all infused in the carefully designed rush grass bookmarks and blessing charms. The bundles of rush grass zhongzi also has a special meaning.
We hope that the bundles of rush grass zhongzi can spread the spirit of Dharma lineage to 334 points around the world. We have brought 1,972 pieces of bookmarks and blessing charms, as well as 53 bundles of rush grass zhongzi. Although we have not yet finished 334 bundles of zhongzi, we'll definitely finish it.
We have listened to the master to treat the senior sisters in our community as our own family.
Volunteers have not forgotten the master's advice to recruit bodhisattvas.
We have to recruit bodhisattvas and cultivate talents. We also need to unite and cooperate with each other. Everyone will follow the master's advice to move forward diligently.
真正是逐工都是真感恩，大家人用心，大家人甲师父的心连结一条心，所以呢，心心连结啊，恁点点滴滴付出，但是恁爱会记哩，恁爱传，搁传，见人讲自济，都有满满的自济情。
Instilling the spirit of Dharma lineage deep into their hearts, volunteers will continue to give with their love and joy.
In Taoyuan district, Kaohsiung, apart from receiving supplies from the country government and Tzu Chi, residents also rushed to help prepare the roads and link water pipes. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and see you next time.